This NBA season so far has been littered with young stars taking the leap to become household names in the NBA. From Tyler Hero to Jordan Poole to Miles Bridges, the NBA has been filled with these guys becoming basically almost perennial all-stars. And while these guys have basically taken all headlines of the young stars taking over the NBA, there's a bunch of other smaller guys that's taken really good leaps and have become a lot better players, whether it's because they get more minutes or because their production has just jumped through the roof. One of those guys that has taken that step is Mo Bamba, who in his first couple of years was playing behind Nikola Vucevic, who was an all-star at the time and the Magic's best player, so he really wasn't getting the minutes you'd expect from a top 6 pick in the NBA. In his first couple of years, he looked very rough around the edges and may look like probably a bust at the pick that he was, but given the time, given the minutes so far this season, he has exploded on the scene and he's really taken a jump in his game, especially on the defensive end, and I'd love to talk about him right now, so let's go. But before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time I post. I feel like this year is going to be a great year for this channel and I'd love to have you guys along for the journey. Now, while the Orlando Magic so far this season has been, well, horrible in the win-loss column, they've been one of the most promising teams in the NBA, with young guys showing out like Cole Anthony, Franz Wagner, and Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba so far this season has taken an incredible leap in his game and has burst on the scene as one of the NBA's best defenders at the center position. And I think we all remember coming to the NBA, he had some of the greatest upside in that draft. And I think coming to the NBA at the 6th pick, you think the Orlando Magic, using their lottery pick on a center, they were finally going to move on from Nikola Vucevic, but no, they decided to hold on to Vuce for 2.5 more years and relegating Mo Bamba to the bench, with him averaging barely 15 minutes a game. And with the limited minutes and inability to get on the floor to actually work out some of the kinks in his game and make mistakes to be better, he looked like he wasn't going to pan out to be what he was supposed to on draft day. But trading Nikola Vucevic at the trade deadline last year and bringing in another young center, so he still has some level of competition for that position, so he has to play better, but still giving him starter level minutes at 30 minutes a game this season, Mo Bamba has pushed his game to a new level, averaging 11.2 points, 9.4 rebounds, 1.9 assists, 1.1 steals, and 2.2 blocks per game this season. Not only is that good enough for third in the NBA right now, but right now his offensive game is slowly taking the steps to become pretty consistent. While he is not the best, he doesn't have the best touch around the rim, and he's still pretty limited to being a rim runner, pick and roll option that catches lobs around the rim, he's been able to stretch his game out to become a serviceable 3-point shooter at 33% on 4.2 attempts a game, which is pretty good for a big, especially somebody at his size. And should he get better from there throughout his career, he can definitely be a nice 3-and-D player or be able to stretch the floor for this team. And if his touch around the rim gets better, he can definitely be a very good serviceable option down there. But like I said earlier, his biggest value is on the defensive end in this league. And so far, he's definitely used the extended minutes he's getting to prove that he's one of the best defensive centers in the NBA right now, as using his large 7-foot frame with a 7'10" wingspan and surprisingly pretty quick feet at his size. He said the biggest difference between playing for Steve Clifford and Jamal Mosley is that right now he has the defensive freedom to go out there and switch onto guards, switch onto the forwards, play the perimeter, but also protect the rim. While playing for Steve Clifford, he had to stay in his coverage and just protect the rim and be a traditional center down there. He wasn't really allowed to go out there and guard guards, or if it is in the pick and roll, he was supposed to stay back, let them take those shots, and secure the rebound instead of actually going out there and actually show his defensive capabilities. But having a coach that's willing to give him that defensive freedom and having the ability to actually stay out there and make mistakes has been great for Mo Bamba this season, and he's showing that he has the potential to be one of the better players in this league should he be given the opportunity to grow. It's just his second season to take this big a leap, having somebody like Wendell Carter Jr., who's also shown a pretty big leap from when he was in Chicago, and somebody like Jalen Suggs, who hasn't started out the season well, but give him time. Guards usually take a little bit longer to develop in the NBA. Give him time to actually start playing better. And this team looks like it has a bright future with a lot of tradable or building pieces like Gary Harris, or when Markelle Fultz comes back, or RJ Hampton. Just guys that you can either trade for a star or an all-star to make your team better, or guys that you can develop and slowly grow your team with. And I think right after this season, Mo Bamba is due for an extension, and he looks like he could be looking to get his money this offseason. But that being said, let me know what you guys think. So far, he's been playing great this season, and I definitely think he can be one of the better centers in the NBA given the time and ability to develop and be one of the premier defensive guys in the NBA too. But check out my Twitch, check out my Discord. I'd love to have you guys on there. We just hit 1K. I can't really believe it. Thank you so much. This actually insane, the amount of growth I've had in just the past month, and I'd love to have you guys here and grow along with us. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. That being said, this FLB, that's my time, and I'm out.